I can do, sir, please. Don't do this to my wife, man. You don't know what you're doing to my family, man. Please. I'm begging you. I'm literally where am I going to put my feet? Sir, I'm begging you, please. Please. Please.
That is not a crime, and you're telling me to get out of my vehicle.
Do you know where Lieutenant Mingus is right now? So, no, he's not in the building?
I don't know. I'm not.
What do you know? I'm not telling you nothing else until I find out who's driving that vehicle. You're not a supervisor, bro. I need somebody higher than you right now.
If you didn't know, I went to the police academy and they kicked me out.
That's my purse! I don't know you!
Spit me on my face right now! She spit in my face!
Today's video takes us to Dayton, Ohio, to the City Hall, where we find a relatively new frauditor exercising his rights, whatever those are. Let's all sit back, watch, have a good laugh, and most of all, enjoy! This guy's a clown, but he's got quite a cult following, and that's with a C, not a K. Yeah, he's got over 80,000 views on this video in less than 24 hours. It makes me wonder, who is watching his video? He's got about 20,000 subs. And, yeah, well, let's go ahead and start in the middle of this, because the first 25 minutes of this video are him arguing with City Hall staff. Let's get to where the cops come in. Roll that clip.
Just says here. As a member of the public, you may visit City Hall, but will be required to register with the city's main reception desk at the first floor lobby in City Hall.
Which I did.
That's it. But you didn't do it under a real name.
Does it say you must post your legal name? I don't see that. People put Mike all the time for Michael. They put Tom for Thomas.
But any legal misrepresentation intentionally is not lawful.
That sounds like a crime.
It could be.
All right, well, then maybe you should talk to your boss and have him cite me for that crime. Otherwise, I will dismiss you without further argument. I am doing my job, and I am within the confines of the law while doing it.
And what job may that be, sir?
What job may that be?
You said you're doing a job.
I am doing my job. I'm taking...
What the sergeant is trying to convey to the frauditor is that when he entered City Hall, he was required to sign in. So he did, as Benjamin Franklin. Right. So that's the problem we're having right now. Let's carry on.
Photos and videos in public and in publicly accessible areas.
Okay.
That's my job.
Okay. So, as it continues.
Are you a supervisor, sir?
I am.
Okay,
That's
so
why
are you a sergeant?
I am.
Okay. You're not policy enforcement. You're not feelings enforcement. You're a law enforcement.
Right.
I am not
but
breaking
it falls under both.
I am not breaking the law, sir. Respectfully, I am not breaking the law.
If you're not following the direction and rules of the building, it does become what is considered disorderly, and then it then becomes a criminal violation. Now, I don't have a problem with you being here.
Okay.
I welcome the videotaping. I welcome the questioning of the government. I really do.
He said it's illegal to, he said you cannot film or take photos in City Hall.
Yeah, this guy came out of nowhere about maybe 2 months ago, and his channel just blew up overnight. I'm talking about he's got all kinds of clicks and views. Yeah, I don't know anything about him. I do know he's in Ohio. Now, he's been in Columbus, Dayton, and I think Athens, Ohio, which is not far from Columbus. But, yeah, people seem to love his channel. I mean, it's just making me wonder how he got all these views so fast.
In certain restricted areas.
Sure,
so,
obviously.
So like it says in here, although City Hall is a public facility, it is not an open facility. It will be secured in the interest of city operations and the protection of the facility and its employees. Security may include areas that are not accessible to the general public and are otherwise restricted. So, the areas you're walking are fine. I have no issue with that. I have no issue with you going into the offices and asking if you can talk to people. You just have to register yourself in properly, under a real legal name.
All right, I'm not going to do that.
Okay, well then you are free to leave.
If I'm free to leave, I'm free to stay.
But you're not, because you're not following the rules, which become the laws.
Do not trump the Constitution.
That's true, but you lose your legal right to be here when you don't do it legally. You are not following rules, which become the laws, which then become our problem.
The rules become the laws?
So, because I am adhered to the protection of the building through the city of Dayton, I have to enforce their policy for you to follow along.
And this is all because the Frauditor doesn't want to give up his real name. I just don't get it. You know, unless you have something truly bad you want to hide from people, why don't you want to give your real name? I don't get it. Oh, my Fourth Amendment rights are being violated.
So, failure to follow the rules becomes an act of disorderly conduct. You know, you're not following the instructions of a lawful police officer.
I'm very slowly going to reach into my bag. No weapons in here. Relax, everybody. I'm just getting a piece of equipment.
None of us are. There's a reason none of us have tried to hold you. We don't have an issue with most of what you're doing.
My name is Mike Morgan. I'm with KULT News, and I'd like to know why you're trying to violate my constitutional rights. I have every right to be in this building, and I do not legally have to identify myself or post or give identification when walking into a public building. My taxes pay for this place, and I have every right to be in this building.
So at this point, the Frauditor is reminding me of Whisk Boy, who uses that stupid egg beater as a microphone. The only difference is that this looks like it could be a real microphone, but it doesn't look like it's functional to me. Oh my goodness, my bloody head hurts over here.
Do I have to be a city of Dayton resident?
Taxes do not pay for this building.
My taxes do. I bought gas in here. I bought stuff at restaurants. I'm staying in hotels. Absolutely. Absolutely. You are wrong, sir. And I suspect you're about to make the biggest mistake of your career by arresting a journalist for doing their job. I would suggest, and let me ask you, what exactly would media credentials look like? Do you know what they look like?
Press pass?
So if I just laminated something that said press pass in my picture and I gave it to you, you'd accept that as media credentials?
We have certain ones that we do.
We're all the media, sir. Every single person with a camera is the free press.
And I'm fine with that. But again,
are you? Okay. So again, I'm not abiding by these rules because they are unconstitutional.
Well, good people, I didn't know that we were all members of the press. I'm going to get my cell phone out tomorrow after my dentist appointment and go make me some money as a member of the free press. I'm going to film parking lots and shopping centers, and I might even film my dentist appointment. You stay tuned for that now, you hear?
And about 30,000 people, give or take, are going to see you trying to violate my constitutional rights. Now the question is, are you going to cease violating my constitutional rights, or are you going to continue this course of action and see where things go?
You came to me. You came back down here.
Okay, well, I'm going back up. Now, I guess
you do have to sign in probably, or you do need to leave.
Okay.
That is the simple part of it.
I signed in, and I should not have to leave.
So, did you adhere to the policy for visiting this building?
Hold on one second, just for funsies here. Here we go.
So,
there we go. Let's see.
So if this yahoo had done this to begin with, there wouldn't have been an issue. But we all know how frauditors are. Now this video has another 17 minutes to run. I'm not going to watch 17 more minutes of this nonsense. I already spared you 22 minutes. I'm going to spare you some more. But we'll see what else he has to say. Hold on for a minute.
There you go, Chief. I'm talking about Chief.
Even though you signed in, we don't have anybody to escort you. You can't be in the building.
Yeah? Then arrest me. Or you're welcome to send an escort up here. I have no problem with an escort. They think you can't take photos in City Hall. They're going to find out that the First Amendment does in fact apply to City Hall. It does.
So the babbling buffoon barges his way upstairs because he's determined to get his pictures and video because he's going to exercise his rights today. But on the way out, he just can't resist taking another stab at the security guards. Let's get to that point, shall we?
Eventually. You, however, sir, probably have a policy that says you should identify yourself when somebody asks your name. Are you seriously refusing to identify yourself, sir?
I don't answer your questions.
All right. So I got to ask you, sir, since you're not identifying yourself, in my experience, when people don't identify themselves, It's because they're either ashamed of the name their daddy gave them or they're ashamed of their behavior. Which one are you going to change, your name or your behavior, sir?
You didn't give me your name when I asked for it.
Sir, I'm not a public servant. I'm not a public...
place.
Yeah.
How about that?
So is because I'm in a public place, it means I have to identify myself? All right, you're in a public place, sir. What's your name?
I'm not giving you my name.
I want to hold you accountable, sir.
Imagine that, folks. Another frauditor who will be filing a complaint and a FOIA request. Oh my goodness! Do that.
Huh.
See how far it gets you.
Well, I think I will, but I'd sure like to know what your name is. I mean, we can definitely identify you. Let's see, what do we got? Moonlight Security. I will definitely find out who the gentleman is that works for Moonlight Security that stands at the front desk of City Hall and refuses to identify himself. So which is it? Are you ashamed of your name? Are you ashamed of your behavior?
I'm ashamed of you.
Really?
You're clowning.
Yeah, the First Amendment's hilarious. That's how to go to the circus.
Well, now the frauditor's all finished, isn't he? You'd be wrong again. He's got one more person he's going to pick on before he goes home. Let's roll that clip.
Unbelievable. Sir, can I ask you a question? Are you by chance this man's supervisor? Sir, do you have a policy to identify yourself when somebody asks you your name?
Right.
You're going to ignore me too, sir? I'll tell you the same thing I told this gentleman. Are you ashamed of your name or are you ashamed of your behavior? And more importantly, which one are you going to change, your name or your behavior? I'm just asking for your name. Are you not proud of your job? You're not proud of your employer? Are you not proud of the name your daddy gave you? Pathetic. Pathetic. Unbelievable.
With that, good people, he finally goes outside and then he has a 10-minute monologue. And oh man, this video was almost 48 minutes long. And he had over 80,000 people watch it. I just don't get it, man. It doesn't make sense. All his videos are instant hits. Alright then, if you enjoy watching stupid people do stupid things on my channel, please subscribe. As always, thanks so much for stopping by, Frauditor. Oh, you're gonna get it soon. Cheers to that.
I've actually studied English, and I have over a 400 level education in English. I'm not sitting down. I refuse to sit down. I refuse. Big tough guy. Big tough guy. Big tough guy. What are you gonna do about it? Nothing. Nothing. You can come try to make me. You're welcome to try to make me. Take a swing. Take a swing.
What is the reason for calling the officers here?
No reason. I'm really unhappy that somebody did this to me.
I'm going to arrest you for trespassing in a minute.
On public property?
Yeah. We're asking you to leave and you're not leaving. That's trespassing.
She's right in my face, guys. You can't come up and touch me like that.
You don't have permission to film me in any space.
I don't need permission to record you in public, man. No, that's the law.
Oh, is that like a law? It's against the law. Oh, what law is that? Funny, because I've never heard about that. I pay for that uniform, I pay for that car, I'm the taxpayer, right? You work for me, right? You're just a little guy. You're just a little guy. You work for me. You are a public servant. You are a public servant. You work for me.